right. What's up? What's up? Welcome back. We are back again here at Two Virgos and Mike. Once again, my name is LaVar, and this guy right here,
K. Douglas.
What's up, dude?
Douglas, man.
You looking sad or some shit?
Because I'm working from home this week, and I don't like it.
You working from home on the radio?
Yeah, we had to shut down the studio for a week because somebody had contracted something.
I thought y'all had been working from home this whole time.
No, hell no.
They drug y'all back into the studio.
I was dying to go back and do this. I hate working from home.
Yeah, it does get.
I like getting up because I got to be there so early. I like to get up, get dressed, drive downtown, stop, grab me something to nibble on, grab me something to drink on, get to the station, park. That helps me wake up. Because when I'm working from home, I'm rolling out of the bed and turning on my remote unit, and I'm still fucking asleep.
Well, yeah.
Shit. It takes me an hour and a half, 2 hours to wake up.
And since I've been just doing comedy, I'm out of pharmacy. I kind of get that. I mean, I wake up, I'm just doing video. Me and my wife works from home.
Oh,
I get it.
It slows down my whole day because I don't really get going until about 10 o'clock. So my whole day just feels, because I'm still stuck in sleep mode. I don't know, I just drank something. Then I had some really, I probably shouldn't share this, but so me and my wife reached a milestone yesterday, 25 years. Right?
Congratulations.
So we reached that milestone, and I wake up this morning to her saying to me, "Oh, so who was you dreaming about last night?" I say, "Excuse me?" "Yeah, you were like, no, okay, yeah, okay, yeah." And I'm like, "What the?" I had to stop myself. I was gonna say, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Did you have a wet dream last night?
I don't know. I was fucking asleep. She said I was saying, oh. I'm sure she was embellishing the shit. Either way it goes.
So she caught you humping your pillow.
She didn't say all that, but she just said that I was speaking as if someone was pleasing me, and I'm like, I'm asleep. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. I said, did I say a name? No, you didn't say no. No, it didn't go that far. I mean, it was only for a minute. My point is, why are we discussing this? That's like waking somebody up and saying, "Hey, you farted in your sleep." I said, okay, I was asleep. What the fuck you want me to do?
Dude, even in your dreams, you can't even dream about her. You should have said you was dreaming about her. That was you, baby. I was dreaming about you. You can't even dream about another motherfucker.
I was so fucking annoyed.
Boy.
I was so fucking annoyed. I'm like 25 years of loyal service, dedication, commitment, and goddamn.
You couldn't have a dream.
And this the shit I gotta wake up to?
Now imagine.
On day 25.1.
You think Coretta did that to Dr. King when he had the dream?
If she did,
Who you dreaming about, Mark?
You know what?
Have a dream.
I have a dream, bitch. That's what I'm about. That's my brand, goddammit. I have a dream.
So I want to get into this today. I want to talk about, how do you feel about the decision of Deion Sanders leaving Jackson State to go to Colorado? What do you feel about that?
I mean, for me, and we've been discussing this for the last couple of days, and I've been discussing it on social media with people for the last couple of days, and honestly, it's truly one of them situations where I see both sides of it. I really do. I see there are legitimate arguments. I mean, there's dumbass arguments on both sides, but there's legitimate arguments on both sides. Right. So the position I take, honestly, is I feel like at the end, he has a right to determine how much of himself he wants to give to a situation that he volunteered to be a part of. You know, the man walked away from a very comfortable post-retirement life. 40-acre, ranch mansion in Texas. Plenty of money in the bank. Some say his net worth is upwards of almost $250 million. I mean, the man didn't have to do nothing for the rest of his life, but just kind of relax, recuperate, and all that. Right. He chose to go to a struggling HBCU in a struggling city, in a struggling state, in conditions that somebody of his wealth don't have to deal with. Getting the shit broke in, kids shit getting broke in, dealing with, the bullshit that comes with being in a poor urban. Like, dude, he gave them 3 years of all he had. Mm-hmm. Now, the other side of that is that the people are saying, well, the way you sold it was you were coming here to create a new generational shift in how HBCU. Look, for me, it ends with, if I volunteer to do something that I don't have to do, and I'm being benevolent, I'm doing it out of goodness of my heart, whatever I give you, mm-hmm. you should be okay with it.
So I break this down. I've broken it down and compartmentalized this in 3 different ways. First and foremost, I want to say congratulations to Deion Sanders, and thank you for what you've done for Jackson State. Thank you for what you have done to HBCUs. And when I say thank you, that's a kind of thank you. Short term. Was
your school HBCU?
Yes.
Okay.
So short term is a good thing.
Xavier.
Right. Yeah. Xavier, University of New Orleans, XU rocks the house. So in the short term, right? In the short term, it's great. Deion won 2 SWAC championships. Deion shined a light onto Jackson State. He helped brothers. He also even got recruits to come. And from that, he was able to use that to go to a PWI where he's making $5 million a year. That is
as
great.
Opposed to $300,000 a year.
I understand. Right. That is great. That's short term. That's right. Short term. I want to say right here, right now, congratulations. However, in the long term, I believe what he's done is a detriment to HBCUs in the long term. Because now you just basically said just go to a PWI in the first place. Because if my child, I'm looking at Deion, like if my child is a star running back, star quarterback, and Deion Sanders as the man is a superstar. This is not a regular coach.
Yeah, he's the most famous ex-NFL player walking.
Not just famous, bro, but it's like
he's like the Tom Brady of football. I mean,
he's like Tom Brady of his era. Even better than that. He's like a Greek god, bro. You can count on 2 fingers men that have played 2 professional sports that I know of.
At a high level.
Bo Jackson
right.
and Deion Sanders.
At a high level.
A man that won a Super Bowl and a World Series.
Yeah.
Okay? So this is larger than life. Now, my child, who is a running back, star running back, Deion comes to the house.
Oh, yeah.
And Deion sits down with us and he begins to preach because we need to.
I see what
the preachers do.
I see where you're going.
What we need to do, amen, is come back to the community. And we all in the house, we rallying. I'm like, yes, son, we need to do this. Right. And the PWIs who have offered my child this scholarship, all this money, gold domes, we say, no, listen to Deion, because he's pastoring us.
I see where you're going.
And not only is he pastoring us, he's in here pastoring us off the back of the death of George Floyd, which is when he started this mission at Jackson State. So now my child, I sent him to JSU. Throw the offer out the window. He going to JSU. And he plays for a year or however many. And then bam, just like that. But he goes to the PWI.
Okay, but now this
and I'm not mad.
Okay,
first of all, because I know a lot of y'all will come in here and say, well, what you want to do? I am not mad. I'm happy for him. I probably would have pulled the rug over you niggas too.
But what could he have? What could he have done that wouldn't have been, if he had stayed there for 5 years and then left after 5 years? He would have been getting the same backlash.
So the only problem with it, the only problem I would say, the only issue people were having is his initial intent. Right? If you're gonna come in, don't come in on this whole Joe Clark, black people movement. Okay,
but I think he fulfilled that. He honored that.
And
the question is, how long was he supposed to honor it?
I think
how long was he supposed to honor it to say that, okay, he did what he said he was going to do? 5 years, 10 years, 15 years? What was it?
I'm going to say maybe 5 years. Maybe we be loyal to that D1 recruit you brought in and then just announce, I'm gonna transition out.
Okay, but he's taking that D1, he's taking it with him.
Right, and that's another thing. You're extracting all of these resources from the HBC. This is fact.
I'm looking at it.
I understand both sides, but like you said in the beginning, with intention, this is Deion Sanders. It couldn't be about the money. $250 million net worth.
Right.
Big house.
Not about
acreage,
the money. Not about
nothing
the money.
about the money. He does not need to do this. They paid him $300,000 a year, which is sock money to this man.
Right.
I get it. Thank you for everything you did, Deion. But the only thing I would say is the intention had rallied black people who pray at the altar of black.
Okay, so you think so some of the backlash that I read, and like I said, I read a lot of the comments on social media. And some of the backlash, people really thought this shit out. And one dude was like, and I'm paraphrasing because I don't have the exact quote, but he was saying, all right, so the damage that's being done with this whole thing from the outside looking in is you're making it appear as though once you come in as a coach, show your worth, show your talent, show your skills, then rather than keeping that within our community, you show that you can be bought out if they dangle a big enough paycheck in front of you, that you can be bought out to take all that you brought and run to the other institution, which weakens the HBCU system somehow. Now, I don't necessarily agree with that.
Well, if I'm
because I feel like there's nothing he could have done that wouldn't have been ugly. There's no clean way for him to come out of this.
I get it. How about not even doing this whole rallying cry and just going to Peter?
Okay, but when he went in, he didn't go in. I'm sure his intention wasn't, man, I'm about to gas these niggas up and make them come to this. I'm not saying that. And then as soon as I turn this shit around, I'm about this because I know somebody gonna offer me a bag. I know somebody gonna offer me a spotlight at a Power 5 school, and it's gonna be. I don't think he was that calculated with it.
I agree.
I really don't.
I agree.
I think his intention, and you get in trouble when you say intention. I think his intention was pure. Yeah.
I do on the surface, but it's like how are we looking at this now? What does this tell a high school player? I mean, you best believe I'm going to PWI.
But you know what? What it tells him is because if my son was that recruit that went in I would say, hey man, this is how the real world works. Sometimes shit changes. Things don't always stay the way you think they should be. You know what I mean? I got a job on a syndicated morning show with a host. The host of that show, he's a comedian, he's whatever. If he comes next week and says, hey, man, I got an offer to go work for Premier Radio Network. They only want me and one other person. I can't take you. I got to take a female. They're offering me $20 million a year.
But hold on, that's fine because
I would have to understand and be like, fuck. That's just the way life is. Is it fair? Is it right that I'm giving you all these years of my life? No, shit. Life ain't fucking fair.
No. What do they say? The only thing fair is at a carnival or some shit. Fair.
I mean, dude.
So, but that's cool because that's just straight business.
So what's not business about what Deion's situation is? That's business too.
First of all, let's understand that black people are an emotional people.
Right.
Okay. So if I come in with a movement it somehow seemed like, just imagine.
But somebody
if
else got to
Dr.
step
King,
up.
What if
But
Dr. King took a corporate sponsorship?
But somebody else, okay, but everybody ain't Dr. King. And what Deion is about, somebody else has to step into that foundation that he built.
Let me explain this to you.
He's saying to other ex-NFL players that are high profile, hey, step into these shoes that I created.
They're not going to do that.
Okay, well, that ain't on him.
Only he.
But that ain't on him.
Deion is very special because only he could have started this whole movement.
Okay, but he may not be the one to finish it.
But
that's like saying, but Dr. King was special.
But I'm gonna say this: with him starting that movement, right? I believe, like, we started seeing light. You started having like number one basketball prospects there were rumblings about, man,
national media paying attention to HBCU.
You're getting media attention.
You bringing money into the local economy.
Right.
You're doing all kind of
and it's all
peripheral shit that's going on, right?
And please, it's because of black. Like, this was it was almost like a marketing ploy. And a lot of times, black people, we have to understand that a lot of the elitist black people who preach to you that you are disadvantaged and, you know, we can't do this because of the color of our skin, who often live by their oppressors behind gated communities in Beverly Hills. Let's start to open our eyes here and just pay attention to this word, because the whole black thing is starting to become, to me, a marketing ploy at this point.
What do you mean the whole black thing? Break that down.
Bruh, just first of all, triggering a community and starting a movement, and you black this, black power, black this, similar to Black Lives Matter. Mm-hmm. What happened? I mean, we know what happened. We rally behind. They get the money. It's for a whole nother movement. Marketing, like, it is becoming that.
I mean, but that's America though. That's the society we live in.
We should not do
everything
that to
is
our
marketing.
Own people.
Yeah, we shouldn't, but I think black people are more susceptible to it because black people are way more likely to be swayed by the dollar because we traditionally have not had the dollar.
Hold on. We're talking about Deion, who you just specifically said is a man.
I'm talking about black people in general. I'm not talking about Deion in particular. I'm talking about black people in general.
And listen, I want to go back to say, I am happy for Deion. Thank you again, because I know a lot of y'all gonna come into the comment. Where'd you worry? I know a lot of y'all. This will be mad. I'm happy for him. Thank you, but it has definitely, in the long term, it has taken any consideration of any top prospect going to a HBCU that is receiving huge offers from PWI. It has yanked that shit off the table for the next 100 years.
I mean, I think it's tough and I've never been a college athlete or anything like that, but I think it's real tough already. I think HBCUs have an uphill climb because if you got a kid, if he wasn't raised to believe that, hey, you have an obligation as an elite black young man or woman or whatever, you have an obligation to support the culture, whatever that is, in the community by choosing to go and take your talents to a HBCU. Because when you do that, you're sacrificing. As a top prospect athlete, you're sacrificing to go to an HBCU because you don't have the facilities. You're not going to have the community support. You're not going to have you're probably going to be in a shitty town. You're going to sacrifice a lot to go to that HBCU. You're asking a lot of a 17, 18-year-old kid.
What you're saying is exactly correct. That is 100% correct. Right. But think about what you just said, right? And I like how you said that, right? Imagine us sitting here talking. I mean, dude, ain't no way we're gonna be able to get on the front of the bus, because even if we try that, you know, they might try to kill us. Sick dogs, we just need to sit right on the back of this. It's gonna take time. That takes time, commitment. You start to change the mindset. You're not gonna change HBCUs in 3 years, but in 20 or 30. This is a long-term plan.
It goes back to the point of it goes back to the question I asked
and
in the
for
beginning.
everything that he did. Once again, thank you again, Deion.
But I'm not asking you specifically. I'm putting the question out there. What more could this man have done? It's kind of a rhetorical question. What more could this man have done that would satisfy the naysayers, the ones on the other side? What more could he have done?
I'm not tripping on him leaving it 3 years.
There's no way he could leave out of there without it being ugly.
I would have personally said and thought about it, and I would say I'm gonna leave in 5, and I would say it at 3 of what I'm gonna do. I will be exiting out.
But now, did you also hear
and letting
and you can look this up,
right? I got a text.
There's some financial dealings going on with the administration in Jackson State and the athletic department that is starting to look a little,
right.
sus.
So I got this text. I
also think that Deion knows what's going on with all of that. Money that's being misappropriated.
Would say Deion,
and I think he said, you know what? I'm about to get ahead of this because it ain't got shit to do with me. But I know since I'm the brightest star on this hill, whatever comes down, my name gonna be attached to it. That ain't no shit I'm willing to do. So I tell y'all what, I had planned on staying here for 5, but I'm out after 3 because here we go with the niggas playing with money bullshit.
Well, I would say this. I would tell Deion, just blow the fucking lid off that shit. Blow the lid off. Let's get these people in line. And I want to read something, and I'm going to go to Deion's side. I don't know if this is fact, but this was a post that somebody wrote in regards to Jackson State's contract with Deion. Now, he need to blow the lid off of that because I went to HBCU too, and my college was good. We had, it was a great school, but that'd be, you had to stand in long lines to get your grant money, get your refund check, things like that. And there are dealings in HBCUs where if people are stealing, they need to be fucking outed. They need to be fired and terminated immediately. So this is what I got. I don't know if this is fact or what. So I'm just going to read this to everybody. So it says, and the plot thickens. Let's run it down. JSU put in Deion's contract that after 30,000 ticket sales, he would receive a percentage of the sales. That didn't happen the whole time he was there. The ticket sales got missing. Deion, the football team, nor the staff saw any of that money. There was a lucrative TV deal in place that Deion wanted to get, but the university did not. I don't know if this is true or fact. Deion, with his own money, built a new locker room and tennis courts, all the new designs, Deion's pocket. The new players lounge, Deion. He also used his own money to feed his players. All of the fancy meals you saw the players eating, Deion. When JSU went to the Celebration Bowl last year, the school didn't give any money back to athletics. Deion used a lot of his personal money to fund numerous things around campus. The university did not help. The president wanted his name in the headlines as much as Deion. Deion wanted to coach the Celebration Bowl this year. JSU president said no, and the Celebration Bowl is sold out. The jury is out on if he will or not. At last minute, offer was made for $1 million for Deion to stay, but he had to pay his staff out of that. There was no new offer made after the first year of success. I don't know if that is true, but if it is, I would pray that Deion or people at Jackson State, if y'all know that it's true, call these presidents out. Call out who's ever misappropriating the funds. Call out who did Deion and that team wrong. But if that is true,
and from everything I've heard about administration and in colleges, that very well could be true. I think that Deion, and I know Deion met him when he first got to Atlanta in 1990, 91, something like that. Mm-hmm. I know enough of him. I've had enough conversation with him now over the years. I haven't kept in touch with him, but I know who he is at his core as a person. Man. He's a solid dude. Right. And one thing about Deion, when drama starts to swirl,
he just bounce.
He bounce. Okay. He's not a person to involve himself. Right. Like some people are drawn to that shit. Deion, because he's such a mega star,
right,
that when you got that kind of mud splashing around, you just don't want to get it on you. You know what I'm saying? Because as a black man in a high position, if you get a splash of that mud on you, it's all about you now.
Right.
It's all about your name being attached to some serious, some super negative shit that now that's all you're talking about. Now you're not talking about your new job. Now you're talking about the shit that you left at your old job that you probably had nothing to do with.
Well, like I say,
so I can understand him not wanting to speak on it, but just saying, hey, you know what? Y'all go with the bullshit. I'm out.
With this discussion, I would tell people that are arguing on both sides of this fence, it seems like people should have empathy for both sides because I understand each side.
Right.
I
because
understand
and I got to defer to you as a person that has attended a HBCU, and I'm sure you know a lot of other people that have attended other HBCUs, and you know the horror stories.
And look,
you know the problems of HBCUs go far deeper than Deion Sanders. It ain't no shit he created, and it ain't no shit he can fix.
I was blessed to go to a top HBCU.
Right.
Now, I will keep it funky.
Do you know anybody who went to Bethune? Do you know anybody who went to Clark? Do you know anybody who went to Morris Brown? All that kind of shit?
Clark good. But a lot of HBCUs are glorified fucking high schools. And I will say that 100%. I went to Xavier University. We are number one in putting blacks in the medical school, pharmacy school, producing engineers, physicians, just number one at that.
Right.
Some top HBCUs are Xavier University, Howard, Morehouse, Spelman, Clark, FAM, Hampton. Mm-hmm. These are the top ones, but there are some that are like fucking ridiculous. But I'm gonna say that on record. But even
some of the top ones still, like I've been to Tuskegee, I've been to Howard, I've been to just off the top of my head, Alabama, Alabama State, Alabama A&M. Like I've been to some of these places, either performing or for some other. Dude, a lot of these places are like, they don't even look like, because I've also, when I was living in Florida, I dated a girl that went to the University of Miami. I used to hang out with guys, some of the players from the University of Miami team in their heyday. And University of Miami don't look shit like no HBCU.
Oh, no. When
you go to a PWI, it's a different world than when you go to HBCU.
I'm going to say this.
I've never been to Xavier.
My wife went to a PWI. She went to the University of New Orleans. There's no culture there, but it's far different. I would say this, and this is what I would propose. And this might sound crazy to a lot of people. I think HBCUs have served the community in producing your attorneys, your black attorneys, black physicians, black entrepreneurs, black engineers, black mathematicians. I think all HBCUs should get rid of sports programs because we obviously cannot afford our top talent, and we need to focus on STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, because those are the biggest benefits of the community that HBCUs put out. And this is just the truth, okay?
That's a hell of a statement to make.
Let's just get down to the bottom. So you're saying, fuck it,
eliminate the athletic department at all HBCUs.
Yeah, get rid of all that shit. Focus on science, technology, engineering, math, because 98, 99, almost 100% of these players are not going anywhere anyway. So fuck it. Get rid of the shit.
So you're saying the athletic program at a HBCU is almost like just an extension of your high school career, and that's where it's going to stop for most of them.
Primarily.
Well, that's for most athletes in college anyway.
So with this movement of Deion, like, I saw like a little bit of light.
So you think it's a complete waste of time to have an athletic department at Howard or at Morehouse you think that's the whole athletic department is just a complete waste of resources?
We need to focus on STEM because you can't afford your own talent.
Okay, so where do these kids go? Where do these kids go? The Travis Hunters and the
Travis Hunter was exactly. That's my point. Travis Hunter was heavily recruited
Right.
by the huge PWIs.
Right.
But on the basis of, hey, go back to the preacher talk. Listen, you need to come on, because we want to change the dynamics of the black.
But they did.
Black.
But they did, and it's going to work out.
I think
it's going to work out for Travis Hunter.
But now,
I think he's going to end up playing on
yeah,
Sunday.
he should have went to the PWI in the first place.
What's the difference? If he ends up playing on Sunday, what's the difference?
I mean, look, dude.
If he ends up playing on Sunday, what's the difference?
Because now,
whether he comes from Colorado or whether he comes from Jackson State.
now that Deion is gone, he's taking that coaching staff with him. He's taking all those number one kids to the PWI anyway. So he should have went there in the first fucking place.
Okay.
And what happens to Jackson?
Okay,
over
but that
years?
opportunity wasn't there in the first place, too.
For who?
Deion. That
It
opportunity
wasn't there for Deion. It was there for that child that went to fucking Jackson State on the basis of Deion.
Okay, and he's gonna win no matter what. The kid gonna be all right. He gonna win no matter what. I'm just trying to figure out where you made the leap to saying, okay, athletic programs at HBCUs need to be eliminated altogether.
Eliminate them.
I just think that's a huge.
Eliminate them.
That's a huge. I don't see the benefit of that. What's the benefit?
What
is gained from that?
What's the benefit of having them?
Because you got athletes that truly want to experience, that want to attend an HBCU, but they also want to continue in their athletic pursuits.
Go to the PWI where you got a better chance.
They may not have They may not get an offer to go to a PWI.
Go to a JUCO.
So if I'm a kid,
go to a junior college.
So if I'm a kid that's not getting recruited by Florida State and Alabama and Georgia, but I am going to get an opportunity to go and play at a Jackson State or Alabama State or something like that, then why should I not have that opportunity? And I definitely want to go to an HBCU.
Well, I would say this: what we could learn from Deion, and thank you, Deion, for everything you did. If you do get that offer to the PWI, take it immediately, children. It's over. Take that shit. Go run. Go play at those big universities. I wouldn't even second guess going to a HBCU at this point. Point blank, period. And
so now you're saying.
Okay,
what about the kids? But what about the kids who feel an obligation?
Well, I mean,
what if this kid, this number one recruit we're talking about, this imaginary recruit? What if his dad went to a HBCU? What if his uncle went to a HBCU? What if his mom went to a HBCU?
Saying that number one recruit?
And he's saying I want to walk in their footsteps, and I also want to take my number one talent to an HBCU because I know that I'm gonna do my thing for 4 years and then I'm gonna be in the league too.
I think based off what's happened, I think all those hopes and ambitions are gone.
I don't think Deion leaving is gonna just tear the whole house down. He brought a huge spotlight onto the coaching scene at HBCUs, but him leaving is not gonna tear down everything that he built. The house is still there. They just need somebody else to step in. I mean, he built the car, but somebody else can drive it. He put the blueprint in place.
Nobody else can drive that car, bro. Because this is dude. That's like
How do you figure nobody else can coach a team? Nobody else can motivate kids. Nobody else can recruit.
No.
So you think of an Ed Reed or a Ray Lewis?
It's like to me,
an Ed Reed or a Ray Lewis couldn't go in there and recruit. A Ray Lewis coming to your house isn't as impressive as a Deion Sanders coming to your house.
No,
shit, me.
I think this shit was just special with it being Deion, with it aligning. I think all the stars had aligned, and I think we were on the era and break of a new dawn. And this man,
I think you're putting too much on it. I think,
bro, this is how I see it, bro. And look, once again, thank you for everything you've done for HBCUs, Deion. I'm happy for you and your family.
You done thanked them about 9 times.
No, because they're gonna come in and they're gonna start talking crazy.
Look at the coon.
Exactly. So I want you guys to understand I am happy for everything that Deion's done, but I also know the long-term repercussions of this decision and this action because they're going to be there.
Right.
Like you could coon me to death or talk shit, but this is fucking fact. I
mean, I think honestly, and this is the most substantial conversation we've had since we've been doing this podcast, and it's a subject that has generated more conversation than I ever thought would have been generated about an ex-athlete that, became a coach. Like, I never thought that because it kind of ripped the scab off of some underlying social conversation that needs to be had.
Because this was like the first time, like, this is almost like, damn, we got our own, right? It's like right now we got our own. No, it's not as shiny, it's not as big, but we're starting, because to build that big mansion, it starts with one brick.
Now, he did say something that I'm still trying to kind of digest. He said something to the effect of black coaches not getting an opportunity in the top PWI, the word I'm thinking of in the top structure of college football, that black coaches haven't been getting their shot.
And guess what's gonna happen?
What's gonna happen?
They will continuously not get their fucking shot.
So
Build your own shit.
So you think Deion's gonna get his shot?
He's Deion Sanders.
But it's not opening the floodgates
no.
to have more coaches.
No.
So you're not gonna see a black coach at Ohio State or a black coach at Michigan or a black coach at.
No.
So you don't think this is gonna make the NCAA look at black ex-NFL players and say, man, we really need to open up the doors and let these people in?
They will continuously drain the talents of the players, and no, there will be Deion. That's it. Understand who Deion is. Deion is a fucking superstar.
So you think
the
role factor is gonna override ROE? Racism overrides everything.
I ain't even looking at it as racism. You can't just
structural racism.
Hold on. Let me say this.
Structural racism.
Let me say this. I'm not looking at that shit as racism. This is how I'm looking at it. Here it is. We're here now, and it's not going to be easy, but we have a chance to build our own.
Right.
And as we build,
I don't think it ends with Deion, though.
We land foundation. And
I don't think it ends with Deion. I think, like I said, you got some high-profile ex-players.
They're not coming. And they will not be as magical. This moment.
Nobody going to be as magical. Deion's a magical... This nigga's a leprechaun. This nigga's a unicorn.
Do you understand? Like, when you even look at the time in which he committed to Jackson State was during the whole George Floyd thing.
Right.
People's up in arms. Even, your big corporations began to immediately donate to black schools, programs, all of that shit. It all lined up right.
Right.
Now, this moment is gone. This shit is not coming back. It was a special time.
I'm not that cynical.
Man, somebody said, pay that nigga whatever he want. We can't have motherfuckers thinking like that. Yeah, but see, niggas want to cry.
Yeah, but you can't pay a motherfucker whatever you want if the money ain't there.
No. That is what the PWI said. Buy him off. Shit.
Buy him off.
Yeah, they trying to hold their own resources. Fuck that.
And that's another argument.
Listen to that. And who's the coon with that shit?
That's another
argument. But you want to go begging for a fucking job when you had your chance. Now you want to go beg these motherfuckers to hire you. Come on, man.
Right.
Come on.
I mean, I can't disagree with that.
The fuck out of here.
I just feel like there's room for other people to step in, and even though they ain't gonna necessarily fill his shoes, I can't see 40, 50,000 people coming to a stadium because Ed Reed is coaching the team or because Ray Lewis is coaching the team. But damn,
Deion is a
make a difference. They can make a difference. Of course,
yeah, he's a draw, bro.
Nigga, I went to a Jackson State, Alabama State game. I went a month ago.
Coaching?
Yes, I went a month ago. That shit was off the chain. It was crazy.
So do you think it's gonna be like that at Colorado?
Motherfuckers pushing people out the way just to look at the coach. The goddamn game going on, motherfuckers looking at the coach.
Let me ask you this. Do you think it's gonna be that way at Colorado? Fuck no. Fuck no.
Based on his entry, based on his the video I saw of him,
they gonna be watching him to lose now.
Well, they want to see what he can do.
Bro, all that energy.
They're going to step back and they want to see what he can do. The energy's going to be different because you're at a white institution.
Let me tell you something, dude.
Their level of hype ain't our level of hype.
All that energy comes from his initial intent and people saying power to the people and being behind him. Like, Man, he changing the shit.
But dude,
that was the motivation.
Dude, a lot of
bro.
that energy is fucking celebrity worship too, because
Not necessarily.
people was like, "Fuck, Deion is back
At
on the
the-
scene.
bro,
Deion
what-
back in the spotlight." You got to understand, this motherfucker changed the culture of watching the NFL when he was in the NFL.
Hold on, let me say this.
So some of that was residual of celebrity worship.
But no,
they
let-
just like seeing him.
But let me say
I
this.
saw this
But
shit
let
in
me say
person.
this. Let me say why this time was so significant. You had people rallying in the streets. You fresh off the death of George Floyd.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got one of our own, a superstar, to come back down. And we're not saying it's gonna be an easy road. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be all that kind of shit. But what he did to me, and I know it's just football or whatever, man, but it was damn near revolutionary. I was like proud of him. Like, this shit is like bigger than him. I always felt that the mission was bigger than any amount of money he could have been paid. That it was bigger than any coaching position he could have got. That it was bigger than that.
A lot on that man's shoulders,
bro. I'm just saying the way it lined up. I'm not. And listen, I just want to say again,
a lot on that man's
thank
shoulders.
you, Deion, for what you've done for HBCUs.
And,
thank you.
When I say y'all, I'm not saying you, because
thank
we're
you.
arguing points that aren't necessarily our own personal
I'm just
feelings.
saying the
but
hearts of the
conversations
people, bro.
that's going on around this shit.
I'm speaking like, and I know it's relatively divided. And what I find so ironic, because I'm more of a, I have get it out the mud views. Like, I have more kind of conservative views. But what I find so ironic is all of the super liberal motherfuckers is on Deion's side. Like, get the fuck out of here. Are you for the people or aren't you, nigga? The fuck? Yeah. What is this, coon talk right now? Yeah, nigga. The fuck? I'm calling a spade a fucking spade.
But you know who?
Come on.
But there is one person that I think should be considered. If you're gonna have these huge shoes that need to be filled, you need a comet, you need a star, you need a shooting star, I think they need to reach out to Charleston White.
Yeah, nigga. Yeah,
I really think
Charleston White should be the coach of Jackson State.
Hilarious. You want to keep this shit, nigga? You want to keep this shit, right? You want to keep it popping?
That's funny. They ain't
Charleston fucking White.
That shit'll be hilarious. They ain't gonna win no fucking games, but he'll be out there talking shit. Yeah, motherfucker. Yeah.
With that one bad eye,
man.
Shit, man. I would pay that, nigga. I would be a season ticket holder at Jackson State.
Yeah, homie. Yeah, nigga. Nigga came down.
And all you niggas, yeah, and I'm telling on niggas too.
Yeah.
All you niggas stealing money from the goddamn athletic department. I'm telling on you niggas.
Yeah, homie.
Yeah, you going to jail fucking
Bro,
with
that's
me.
real. That's hilarious. That's
Charleston
funny.
White. Nigga.
Charleston White. That, yes, I would agree with you on that. Let's get Charleston White. Somebody get him on the phone, the coach, to be the new head coach of Jackson State, because that's who the fuck we need. And all you super liberal ass niggas that cry about the white man, look at your ass on Deion's dick. Get off his fucking nuts, nigga. And fucking call a spade a spade. It's what it is. Think about the people. And listen, once again, I want to thank you, Deion Sanders, for everything you've done for the HBCUs.
Just send him, just let him, just invite him to come sleep with your wife. I mean, how much thanking do you have to give this man? God damn, you don't owe him no more thanks.
I know, because I want to clarify this shit, because when this goes out, I know what people are going to say.
Yeah, the coon talk going to start.
Oh, I already
speaking
know.
of coons, this has nothing to do with anything we talked about. Like I said, today was the most substantial conversation we've had. Did you see the video of the raccoon that attacked the little white girl?
That was, boy.
It made me, as a parent.
Yeah,
I'm not going to lie. As a parent.
Yes.
And as a Virgo.
I'd have been looking at my baby like, no!
It made me question whether, do I love my kids enough?
Yo, first
do
of all,
I love my kids enough?
Because look,
this motherfucking,
let's clap for that mama.
That mother,
listen, I'm a grown ass man. And if I would have saw that, I don't know, like,
it made me question.
I would have cried.
It made me question because I'm like, the amount of time I would have hesitated,
Bruh, I would have been
trying to figure out what to do.
I would have been like, Prestige, take him off.
Your son is 7, right? He's
7.
He's 7. He just turned 7.
Yeah.
All right, so he a little bit older than the little girl that was in the. And I know you love your child, but I also know you're a Virgo motherfucking non.
I don't know what to do. I guess that's one of them things you like.
Instinct
the
has
only
to
thing,
take over.
The only thing you had to say, fuck it, I'm just gonna die.
Instinct
fuck
has
it,
to
I'm gonna die.
Because see, one thing about me and animals, I have very limited contact with animals.
Bruh, mama
It's been my life mission to have limited contact
I don't fuck
with animals.
Now we can 100% agree.
Even the ones that are domestic, that are, I've never owned a pet.
Bruh, let me tell you something.
I've never owned a pet. I don't hate animals. I ain't never had one.
Bruh, my best
I don't
friend.
fuck with animals.
My best friend Ron G, he run a farm, man. And sometimes we was in college and shit. He an animal nigga. He had lizards
fuck with
and
that. Old
shit.
Dr. Doolittle ass
He'll
motherfucker.
pop up on the little nigga. I would holler. I can't take that shit. The smallest little critter. Just see them doing something to me.
And my flesh, I was watching this video, my flesh was crawling out, every ounce of bitch that I got in me. Because every real man got some bitch in him. Every chromosome of bitch that's in my system came up out of me as I was watching that video. And I was like,
could you?
Oh my God.
I keep a little mace on me.
She literally grabbed that raccoon that was probably that big. She grabbed that motherfucker.
And the raccoon hollered.
And was fighting with it.
Did you hear the raccoon holler? The raccoon like, ah. The raccoon like, ah.
Then it latched on to her. And she had to get the teeth off of her and throw that shit in. Nigga,
you think they got rabies?
I think I would have passed out.
Man.
And the paramedics would have had to tell me how things worked out with my child. And my wife would have left me because she would have been like, you left my child out there to fend for the. And you know what my response would have been?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I told your ass don't go outside. A black parent. I told you not to take your ass outside.
Bro.
Why the fuck was you outside in the first place? Huh? Now look what done happened. Now that raccoon done got on your ass. You ain't had to go inside and drink.
You gonna discipline the baby?
Go inside. Your grandmama, go inside and drink you some ginger ale.
I just saw,
lay your ass
and
down.
then there was another video of a coyote.
My arm is this big.
Bro, a coyote attacked the child.
A 2-year-old. Well, one happened in Texas too. A 2-year-old got grabbed by a coyote in Texas.
So
snatched off the front porch.
So maybe we should do some YouTube tutorials, or somebody needs to show how to protect your babies from these animals.
Yeah,
bro.
keep them in the fucking house. That's what you do. If you know you live around that kind of shit, keep them in the house.
Bro, do you think if you hit that raccoon with some mace? I'm gonna ask the producer. Are you into animals, Joel?
I think if you hit a raccoon, Mace would run away.
I think Mace gonna run anything. You ever been hit with Mace? Mace will run any goddamn thing away.
Yeah, pepper gel or whatever. Cause I keep
you can hit the devil with some mace. That motherfucker gonna back up.
But I guess I would have hit the baby with the pepper
I've been in the
spray,
military. I went through the gas chamber training. Trust me, pepper spray and mace hit your eyes. Like I said, you could be Satan. You gonna back the fuck up and get your shit together before you come back and do whatever you was doing. That shit ain't no joke. But that video right there shook my whole week. That shook my whole entire week. Not even gonna lie.
Well, congratulations to Raphael Warnock.
Oh yeah,
he won.
The first black senator to win a full term in because his first election was a
special election.
Special election.
Why was that? Why did that? Did the senator die?
Johnny Isaacson. I might be telling it wrong here.
Did he die?
Didn't Isaacson die?
No, he just retired because he's old as fuck.
He retired and he left an opening.
How old was he?
But he did. He is dead though, didn't he? Didn't he eventually die?
He might be dead now. He didn't die in office though.
Right.
He might be dead now, but he just
he
was old. I saw him speak at an event and he was using the phrase Pollock, and we were all like, that's
some Archie Bunker 1973 shit. That's some 1973 racism. Fucking Pollock.
Bro, I'm sorry, but I thought that was what
a
when
Pollock?
I was little, I would hear my dad and them say.
Well, I grew up listening. I grew up watching All in the
term.
Family, and I thought Pollock was a.
Bro, I thought that was the term.
He would say all kind of shit. He would say Pollock. I don't think he ever said nigga on the air. I don't think Archie Bunker ever said nigga.
Jeez, Edith. Edith, what do you mean, Edith? I don't know.
Dude, but
Jefferson.
that was one of the
what
funniest.
Are you doing?
That was one of the fun.
Archie?
That show could never be on the air now, but that was one of the funniest shows.
Archie? Edith, why don't you come in here, Edith, and give me a little bit of head, Edith. Oh, Archie, there's some meathead downstairs. Come on, geez, Edith, he's not going to hear. Come on.
Carol O'Connor. Carol O'Connor, one of the greatest of all time.
Bruh, them shows was so fucking
One
amazing.
of the greatest of all time. Norman Lear. Shout out to Norman Lear, man. One of the greatest of all time.
Norman Lear,
The
dope.
Jeffersons, Maude, all them 70s
Well,
sitcoms.
he kind of. Well, I did hear he kind of jacked the Jeffersons
Of course he did.
from Eric Monty.
Oh, wait a minute. As far as the creation of the show?
Yeah,
Everybody got fucked back in them days.
yeah.
Everybody was
Eric
getting-
Monty, is that correct?
Now, who is Eric Monty? Is he? He
Eric
sound black.
Monty. Yeah, Eric Monty is originally from the South Side of Chicago.
And he created
Eric
the
Monty's
screenplay?
was a brilliant writer.
Right.
And how Eric Monty got involved was Michael Evans. So it was a spinoff because it was a spinoff from Maude.
Right.
So Esther Roll,
Because Florida Evans worked
Florida
for Maude,
Evans was
right?
Maude's maid.
Right.
So Michael Evans, I don't know how he got involved with it, but he reached out to Eric. He was like, "Hey man,
You talking about the kid who played?
no, this is the
A
real
dude named Michael Evans.
real Michael Evans was actually the first Lionel Jefferson.
Really? A
Yes.
dude named Michael Evans.
That's Michael Evans.
Okay.
That was the first, because I love the.
So now the
it's
Jeffersons
two
and Maude and Good Times is all intertwined.
To me, it's two types of niggas. The ones that like the old Lionel versus the new Lionel. But I like that first Lionel Jefferson. So that first Lionel Jefferson was the original. He's the original Michael Evans, and that's so.
It's like
Eric
the old Aunt Viv and the
Monty,
new Aunt Viv.
Eric Monty developed Good Times
Right.
and wrote Good Times, and then he also wrote The Jeffersons, and he also wrote Cooley High. Cooley High was his movie. He also wrote the spinoff of Cooley High, which was What's Happening.
So you just the niggapedia of
Right. So whoever's calling me a coon on this,
black
I'm sure this
sitcom-
gets my coon
black sitcom
back.
knowledge.
Yeah. So he
That's
he
good
did
shit.
that, and
That's good. That's good.
a lot of those ideas and shit, man, they fucked him over. I mean, they tried to offer him $1 million or some shit. He was like, for all that content, fuck no. And then
So what did he end
tried
up
to-
getting? Did he end up getting
Man,
any kind
nothing,
of a deal?
man. He ended up getting on
Wait a minute. So he walked away from the Millie?
Bruh,
And ended up with nothing.
he tried to fight for that shit. He tried to go to other lawyers in Hollywood. They all said, no, we are not touching that shit. Norman Lear was too fucking powerful.
Well, that brings
They were
us
like,
full
no.
circle as we close out. The moral of the story is sell out when you first get the
That's
opportunity.
right. Sell out
the
when you
fuck out
can.
when you first get the opportunity.
Fuck y'all. I'm
Because
getting the bag.
trust me, if Fox News called me today and said, "Look, we need another hardcore black conservative to follow Sean Hannity's show. We're giving you $10 million a year." Before they even finish that sentence, nigga, I'm on a
gone.
flight.
See?
Nigga, I'm on a flight.
Excellent.
I'm about to shit on all you niggas.
Hey, man.
Pull yourself up by your bootstraps, goddammit.
Get your shit together. Look at me. I made it. Fuck.
Nigga, call me Herman Thomas Clarence Kane, goddammit. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson in this.
Herman Thomas, Clarence Kane, Charleston White Jones.
K. Douglas Show.
Larry Elder Owens Jones.
K. Douglas Show, Fox News, 10 p.m. nightly, following Hannity.
So I guess
Selling the
that wait,
fuck
so
out.
okay, so I guess we get to the tail end of this. Listen, y'all can check me out February 24th, 25th I will be at the Arlington Draft House. That's all I have on the books as of today. And Kay, you can tell them about your Royal Comedy Tour.
Royal Comedy Tour. Go to royalcomedytour.com. We pick back up January 14th in Miami. I got a feeling that's one that my wife going to want to go to. She wasn't trying to go to the one in Cincinnati.
Oh, I'm sure.
San Antonio.
Oh,
goddamn Miami.
Hell no.
Oh, yeah, I want to come and see you. You don't come and see me. You want a free trip to fucking Miami.
What? Let me say I got a show in Hawaii.
Yeah, do you want to go to Louisville? How about that? You want to go to fucking...
And then my wife worked from home.
Charlotte,
so say,
North Carolina?
You know, I work from home, so I could just take my laptop. I'm like, God damn. So that'll conclude this episode of Two Virgos.
Special K 913 on Instagram. Follow your boy, man.
Follow me, LaVar Walker, on everything.
K Douglas Comedy on Facebook. Yep, all that good stuff, man.
That's right.
Let's ride out.
Yep, we're good.